This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
He didn't leave a trail of breadcrumbs to his guilt. He gave a roadmap to his door.
It only takes 18 months to radicalize a perfectly normal person on the internet to the point where they commit an act of violence.
Happy cows, comfortable cows, they're the ones that are going to make the most milk.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. Trump tour. The President of the United States is in England at this hour. He'll attend a state banquet at Windsor Castle tonight. It was all pomp and circumstance today. Trump watched a military salute and flyover beside King Charles. Fox News.
We're witnessing what's called the beating retreat. It's a military ceremony, and you see three different branches of the UK military forces.
Ben Hall, Fox News senior correspondent, says the visit is significant.
This is a country that for quite a few years, and the same is true with the US and the world, was moving to this more liberal woke idea, and it's coming back again.
Hall says Trump being there sends a huge statement,
reminding people about how important tradition and even somewhat conservatism are again. And I think that it is becoming a bigger role, and we're seeing that on the streets here again. People really are appreciating this now. So there's a bond between these countries that does go beyond politics, and that's what we're seeing today. This bond, which has been through thick or thin.
Back at home, the fired head of the CDC had her say before Congress today. Former CDC Director Susan Menares says that Robert F. Kennedy gave her the boot because she would not pre-approve the new vaccine schedule. Kansas Republican Senator Robert Marshall.
Would you agree with me, though, at this point in time that you're not the right person for this job?
If I am put in a position of having to say I will cede the scientific integrity to retain my job, then I am not the right person for the position.
RFK says he let her go because he could not trust her. The panel is expected to vote this week on new vaccine guidelines. The Federal Reserve just cut a key interest rate. It will affect what you pay for a car or a house. Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a 0.25 percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings.
CBS business reporter Kelly O'Grady says the Fed will continue to tread cautiously.
The Fed is concerned about high inflation and high unemployment, and that's an area that no one wants to get into, and we haven't seen in our economy for quite some time.
Now to the murder of Charlie Kirk. We are learning more about how accused gunman Tyler Robinson's court hearing went last night.
Could you state your name? Tyler James Robinson.
Those are the only words he said. Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray says the 22-year-old killed Kirk because of his political beliefs.
After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages.
Former Department of Justice official George Terwilliger says a text exchange between Robinson and his roommate reveals a lot.
This guy was just totally disconnected from reality. He didn't leave a trail of breadcrumbs to his guilt. He gave a roadmap to his door.
He says the shooting was planned more than a week in advance. Tyler Robinson's next court appearance is September 29th. President Trump and Vice President Vance are both expected to speak at the memorial service for Charlie Kirk. Sunday's service will be held in the 75,000-person State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Kirk's widow, Erica, will also give remarks along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. And there was a close call in the skies Tuesday involving a Spirit Airlines jet and Air Force One with Donald Trump aboard. Air traffic control concerned with how close the Boston-bound flight was to the president.
Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right, vector traffic and defense. Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right now. Spirit Wings 1300, turn 20 degrees right immediately.
The air traffic controller growing increasingly exasperated with a Spirit pilot.
Pay attention, get off the iPad.
No one was hurt, but an investigation is underway. Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, someone rammed an FBI office in Pennsylvania. It looks good in the polls for Kathy Hochul, and 26% of left-leaning Democrats think violence is okay to achieve political goals. Those stories after weather.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast for tonight. Some early cloud cover and a bit of rain in central and eastern Pennsylvania and the eastern southern tier of New York. Elsewhere, it's partly cloudy or clear. Low temps tonight in the 50s. Tomorrow, good deal of sunshine, warm and dry, high temps, 70s to near 80. On Friday, in New York State, cooler, a mix of sun and clouds with a sprinkle. Mostly sunshine, mixed clouds in Pennsylvania. Highs in the 60s in New York on Friday, 70s in Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. The Keystone State made national news overnight when a man rammed his car into the gates of the FBI's Pittsburgh field office. A suspect, Donald Henson of Penn Hills Township in Allegheny County. He's in custody. KDKA's Jessica Riley.
FBI Pittsburgh confirms Donald Henson crashed his car at a high rate of speed this morning around 2:40 into the gate of the FBI building. Then proceeded to hang an American flag on the gate and then walked away from the scene.
Special agent in charge Christopher Giordano says the suspect was known to them.
He did come here to the FBI field office a few weeks ago to make a complaint that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but we ran down everything that he came in with.
This witness tells the news.
He pulled out the flag from behind, like from his backseat of his car, and he raised it up high, said a few words, and then placed it on the fence, and then literally looked at us and just started like fast walking.
The FBI says it's treating the incident as a terror attack against the Bureau. A new poll shows even though New York voters want a new governor, the current one is in a good spot heading into next year's midterms. The Siena survey gives Governor Hochul a 52 to 27% lead in a hypothetical matchup with North Country Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. But that same poll shows when New Yorkers put Hochul against someone else, half prefer someone else. Still, Hochul's 45% favorability rating is the highest since January of 2024. Siena pollster Steve Greenberg.
Right now, independents say they would be with Hochul over Stefanik, a good, healthy lead right now, not over 50, but last month when we asked, independent voters were edging ever so slightly by a couple of points towards Stefanik. They have moved this month.
The poll found 42% of voters think New York is on the right track. 41% say the state is heading in the wrong direction. It's the first time that metric has been in positive territory since October of 2021. We're learning a little more about Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's speech yesterday in Pittsburgh. Shapiro used his platform to call out selective condemnation of political violence.
Unfortunately, some, from the dark corners of the internet all the way to the Oval Office, want to cherry pick which instances of political violence they want to condemn.
The Democrat spoke Tuesday at the Eradicate Hate Global Summit. He and his family were the targets of political violence back in April when the governor's mansion was firebombed.
There are some who will hear that selective condemnation and take it as a permission slip to commit more violence, so long as it suits their narrative.
A recent YouGov poll shows liberals, more than conservatives, believe violence may sometimes be justified to achieve political goals. The survey found 26% of left-leaning Americans under the age of 45 feel that way. Just 7% of conservatives do. Back in New York, the mighty Niagara River is apparently also mighty messy. Family Life's Mark Webster has more.
Yeah, so says the New York State DEC, which is suing the city of Buffalo for allegedly allowing millions of gallons of raw sewage to be discharged into the Niagara River, despite promises dating back to 2014 to fix issues related to how the city's treatment facilities handle excess rain and runoff. The DEC says the Buffalo Sewer Authority allows nearly 3 million gallons of untreated sewage and runoff to flow into the Niagara and other area waterways every year, waters that are popular for swimming, boating, and fishing. The BSA says it's continuing to work with the DEC to implement what's known as the Queen City Clean Waters Initiative to solve the sewage situation. Mark Webster, Family Life News.
And proposed new rules in New York are aimed at protecting kids from the addictive nature of social media. Attorney John Elmore says he's a fan of the Safe for Kids Act because of how much indoctrination is happening online.
It only takes 18 months to radicalize a perfectly normal person on the internet to the point where they commit an act of violence.
Elmore represents families impacted by the radically charged Tops supermarket massacre in Buffalo. The shooter, a self-avowed white supremacist, was radicalized online.
They get confirmed all of this misinformation, and then it becomes their reality. And it's a danger to society. And it's a danger to our children.
The Safe for Kids Act prohibits social media notifications for minors and bans addictive algorithm-based feeds.
We are in a highly polarized society. It's us against them. It's left versus right. It's red versus blue. It's black versus white. And some of the stuff is just presented to people in a way that they can't look away from it.
Elmore says the Safe for Kids Act impacts how children consume content on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat. As a result of these new restrictions, social media platforms stand to lose more than $100 million a year in revenue. Weather coming up in 1 minute. This is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
The average new car now costs nearly $50,000, and it's no surprise auto insurance is climbing too. Hi, I'm Rob West with a Faith and Finance Minute. Full coverage premiums can now easily exceed $2,000 per year. But what's driving the increase? Well, if it costs more to build cars, it costs more to repair them after an accident. Parts and labor are rising, and so are insurance rates. But there are ways to lower your premium. Shop around for better rates from different insurers. Raise your deductible to lower monthly costs. Complete an approved online driver safety course. Improve your credit score. Paying bills on time can reduce your rate. And one more tip, drive safely. Avoid tickets and accidents, and it'll pay off. Discover the best Christian financial articles, podcasts, and videos by visiting our website, faithfi.com, or by downloading FaithFi, Faith and Finance from your app store.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, New York represents at the World Dairy Expo. That story after one last look at weather.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. On the weather map, an area of low pressure has brought some rain today to parts of central and eastern Pennsylvania, while much of the rest of the region has been dry. Dry will be the weather story tomorrow under high pressure. Cooler air will arrive with a cold front that may bring a sprinkle on Friday, setting us up for a nice weekend. The count for tonight: some early cloud cover and a bit of rain in central and eastern Pennsylvania and the eastern southern tier of New York. Elsewhere, it's partly cloudy or clear. Low temps tonight in the 50s. Tomorrow, good deal of sunshine, warm and dry. High temps, 70s to near 80. On Friday, in New York State, cooler, a mix of sun and clouds with a sprinkle. Mostly sunshine, mixed clouds in Pennsylvania. Highs in the 60s in New York on Friday, 70s in Pennsylvania.
All right, we'll take it, Kevin. Finally, at 5, from cow to cone. Nobody does milk like Stewart's. The Ballston Spa, New York-based family-owned convenience store chain just won 17 awards at the World Dairy Expo in Wisconsin. Stewart Shops took top honor for their eggnog, rainbow sherbet, and strawberry milk. It's the second time in 3 years that Stewart's eggnog was named best of the best, and nobody does milk like Stewart's. Part of the reason is the way they care for their cows.
What's the secret? Yeah, well, the secret is happy cows, comfortable cows. They're the ones that are going to make the most milk.
They make sure they're happy by using smart collars.
Almost like a Fitbit. Yes, sir. Just like a Fitbit. It tracks activity, how much they eat.
Founded in 1945, Stewart Shops operates over 400 stores across central New York, the Hudson Valley, Vermont, and New Hampshire. A few weeks ago, Stewart's was named the best milk in New York for the 4th year in a row at the Great New York State Fair in Syracuse. The other part of their secret is how fast the milk goes from the cow to an ice cream cone. It's as fresh can be.
Our fluid milk is out in shops 24 to 48 hours, and our ice cream, the time to send it and freeze it, it takes about a day longer, so I would say within 3 days.
We all scream for Stewart's ice cream. Congratulations to a New York favorite at the World Dairy Expo. And that's the world that we live in for Wednesday, the 17th of September. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.